That's the hour in Orlando. We got more coming up to our audience in both Gainesville and Ocala. That'll be a wrap for the day. With Mike Tuck, I'm Jerry O'Neill. We are Florida Sports Talk, the team.
Are an essential part of any business, big or small. Concord Print Shop in Ocala supplies our personalized letterhead, envelopes, business cards, and so much more. Coupled with the unmatched quality of their work, the personal customer service sets Concord Print Shop apart. Call Concord Print Shop today at 352-629-0736. That's 352-629-0736. Concord Print Shop in Ocala. We make you look good on paper.
Some people can't handle sports around the clock. If they only knew what they were missing.
Florida Sports Talk Radio, 100.1 FM and AM 900 in Ocala.
AM 1230 and 92.1 FM in Gainesville.
Or on your smartphone by downloading the TuneIn Radio app.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Break out some ID.
That's just good radio.
Weekdays 9 a.m. Eastern on Fox Sports Radio.
You're listening to WGGG Gainesville, WMOP Ocala, W261BA Ocala, W221DX Gainesville.
Fox Sports trending now.
The Lakers named Magic Johnson their president of basketball operations today. Vice President Jim Buss and GM Mitch Kupchak are out, so is longtime PR man John Black. Magic told the Lakers channel Spectrum Sportsnet it's going to take a while to fix the franchise.
It's not a quick fix. I'm not a quick fix. I can't turn it around tomorrow, or I really would be Magic, right? But I think that what I'm smart enough to understand that if we do it the right way, then we can turn it around.
That's Magic Johnson, who had sold his ownership stake in the Lakers back in 2010. He has a minority share of the Dodgers. He's the GM for this week till they hire a new one. And Magic is co-owner of the WNBA champion LA Sparks with his Dodger owner friends. The night in college basketball about to start with number 14 Purdue at Penn State. 9 NHL games tonight. The Nationals agreed to a deal with catcher Matt Wieters. I'm Steve DeSager.
We are
Florida Sports Talk is broadcasting live from the Pomodoro Cafe studios. Pomodoro Cafe, located on 39th Avenue in Gainesville. For savory menu items, check out PomodoroCafe.com.
Yes, it's time again for Buddy Martin. Call him up and tell him what you're thinking. But be kind because he's doing the best he can.
better, stronger, faster.
Mama said that alligators are ornery because they got all them teeth but no toothbrush.
Hey, what if the voice calls while you're gone?
Take a message.
Bye.
You ready, champ?
I've been ready for this my whole life.
I'm incapable of small talk. But that's why you love me, right?
Kind of intimidating to be in the presence of so many great athletes.
And now, here is the host,
Buddy Martin.
and welcome to the Buddy Martin Show on a Tuesday edition. We're live in the studios of WGGG WMOP, as we are most Mondays and Fridays. We'll be off the air a couple of times the next couple of days. I'll tell you about that preemption. And by the way, it's for a good reason for you folks who like Gator Sports. We're going to be stepping aside a couple of times. Tom will catch us up on that. But right now, Buddy Martin along with Tom Smith and David Nash.
Howdy.
You guys doing? Hunter Turner's out today, a little under the weather. He'll be calling in here about 7 or 8 minutes after. Hunter will be calling, and we will get his take on. He'll call us and get his take on tonight's big game in the Exact Tech Arena tonight. I know it's a team that is not playing that great, but certainly at one time South Carolina was tied for the lead in the SEC, and Florida lost to them already. On a night they were like, what were they, 0 for 17 on threes, I believe. And so this will be a test. Mike White's team trying to win its 9th consecutive game, and also its 23rd, I believe it is, 23-5. And I was on Paul Feinbaum's show today talking about basketball, of all things. Feinbaum rarely does. And Feinbaum didn't show the Gators too much love. He said, well, let's wait and see. I think what we have to do here is evaluate and go with each game. I'm not pretending to say that Mike White is the next Billy Donovan. At the same time, when you track things objectively and you look at the numbers and the results, you can't deny there's a similar track. And certainly took Billy Donovan a while to get on that track. But Mike White is doing a lot of things right. Yes, there were some issues with turnovers, what have you, which we'll talk about later with Hunter. But this team got to get credit. And so we're going to find out about this team in this next 4 games, especially, again, when they play Kentucky on Saturday. So, Tom Schmitz, it's been kind of a wild ride since we first started doing Facebook Live around here.
Well, a wild ride.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't think it was going to, let's be honest, okay? You've been telling me, Brendan Martin, the director of this show, has been telling us that this Facebook Live thing was going to take off, but I just didn't buy into it. Well, if we keep getting the numbers we're getting and the views we're getting on Facebook Live, I'm going to have to eat some crow because you know what happened yesterday? We had almost 1,000 views in the first hour of the show yesterday. We're well over 1,000 now.
Not reaches.
No, actual views.
Now, reaches is something different.
That's where reaches are where it ends up on somebody's news feed. Mm-hmm. We've had in the last month, reaches-wise, over 40,000 reaches.
It sounds good, whatever that means. But it's,
40,000 is a lot. That's all I know.
40,000 of anything's a lot, Dave.
South Georgia Education says 40,000 is a bunch.
Yeah, and so I think maybe David might be right. It might be him, or it could be Gator Girl. Shelby Williams.
Well, Shelby was here yesterday, and David was. I noticed he was with the Gator with the Magic 8 Ball yesterday. He was flexing his muscles and bouncing his chest around. So you never know.
That just happens naturally. It's not anything I can control. I apologize.
Yeah, that's a real barn burner. So,
I understand it's been a while since y'all have been there and felt that. I get it.
Listen, I can't speak. I know sometimes I get pretty dull. So that's the life. But hey, look, it's exciting to know you're out there. We want to take this time also to tell you that we are going to be not on the air on Friday. And Tom promises me we're going to do this. Now, we'll see. We're going to try to do a Facebook Live whenever we're not on the air, at least let you know what's going on with us. And if everybody's in, we can do that. And, Tom, not only that, but we're going to have a little bit of a weekend show on Friday nights, which you'll have a bigger role in. That's a scary thought for you and the guys, and we'll talk more about that later on. But right now, I want to tell you today on this program, Joe Biddle from Nashville, former sports editor of the Nashville Banner, and he does talk shows and whatever. He's up in Nashville. He'll join us momentarily. The reason Joe's on today is talk Vanderbilt. Why Vanderbilt? David Nash says, are we going to talk spring football? I said, are we going to talk spring football? We'll talk spring football from now until next fall. But the reason we got Vanderbilt is Derek Mason, the coach, has decided not to have a spring game.
What?
Not to have a spring game.
Finally, a coach with some intelligence.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how that plays out. But anyway, I don't believe Mr. Biddle's real happy about it. Also, at the bottom of the hour, all you Georgia Bulldog fans out there now, you know this name, Lauren Smith. As in, what you got, Lauren? Who said that?
Okay, nobody said what you got, Lauren. No. That's what he should have said, but it came out as, what you got, Lauren?
Well, okay, I wasn't trying to do the impression. I was just trying to say the word.
He mispronounced Lauren Smith's name so many times. Of course, that was the legendary Larry Munson. Would throw it down to the sideline to Lauren Smith.
I don't think David, who lived in Augusta, in Georgia, knows much about Larry Munson.
Whoa. I lived 20 minutes away from Athens. I know all about Larry Munson. Okay. Had to listen to him way too many times.
Okay. All right. Just checking. Meanwhile, you might try to cue up some Larry Munson on there. When Lauren comes on, we'll just play a little Larry Munson. So at 6:30 with Lauren Smith, and then France Beard will weigh in on basketball, give us a little take on basketball and what's happening with the Gators. It'll be the Florida basketball report presented by Grinders Fine Men's Apparel from Ocala. So that's all coming up your way. And let me stop you right now and say, all right, stop, like Adele did. Stop. Go to your phone, device, computer, whatever, and go on Facebook and go to the Buddy Martin Show and click on it right now and then hit share. As so many of you did yesterday. Look, we're a radio show first. We talk on the radio, but when you got an what they call an ancillary channel. You got an additional way to get to people. It's wonderful, and I'm so happy that we're able to do that because, Tom, your friends up in Georgia, and I'm sure your friends in Georgia, everybody from Georgia around here, will be able to click it on, and many have. And I'll be interested to look and see who all has been doing a like and sharing the show because we have had a ton of it, man. So,
yeah, we've had a bunch, and that's the thing about Facebook Live and the radio is no matter where you pick us up at, it's mediocre host but amazing guest.
Did you say host with just a singular, or did you
host
say
as in Buddy Martin?
I'm still trying to figure out what ancillary means, but yeah.
Well, it's not. It is not host. It's a plural word.
Hostesses.
That's female.
Oh, okay.
Plural.
You're the host of the show.
Since I was the one who coined the word and phrase, I can tell you what it said. All right. This is the original language.
Uh-huh.
Mediocre hosts. S.
Yeah, but there's only one host, Buddy Martin.
Yeah. No. You host the show sometimes.
No. I'm the co-host.
Well, that would be a host.
I'm trying to get out of
like
this.
I
You know
said,
that, right?
Mediocre hosts.
Sounds like y'all are being cantankerous right now. That's all I can say.
I'm glad you're giving me mediocre status.
Well, yeah, I'd settle for mediocre. I'm probably right in there, too, at some point. Anyway, thanks very much, folks. And coming up, we'll expect to hear from Hunter momentarily. If he doesn't call him back, he's late calling in. The lineup this next couple of weeks is going to be dynamite. We've been confirming people. As we'll give you our schedule of shows and how we're going to move around a little bit. But Urban Meyer will be on the program next week sometime. Don Rutledge, the basketball official who's consultant for the SEC. He goes to the Florida games, evaluates officials. Call 6 Final Fours as we get ready to turn up March Madness heat. I want to settle Tom Schmitz down and get a little bit of a seminar here, officiating 101, so we can find out what is the reason things happen on the court and why these calls. A lot of hand checking fouls called this year.
A lot of hand checking.
New rules. You got to call them. Those are the rules. So, Ivan Maisel from ESPN, college football guy, really good. He'll be on he used to do a podcast with Bino Cook.
He did. The legendary, late Bino Cook.
Remember we had Bino on the show?
About 3 weeks before he passed away, God rest him.
About 3 months. But
it made one of the first interns, Hunter and JJ were our first interns, made JJ LaSalva's day.
Yeah.
Okay, so David just hung up on Hunter.
No, he didn't. He's there. All right, so, Tom, you got headlines? Okay. Let's go to the hotline to see if he's there now. Hunter Turner, are you there?
I'm here, buddy. What's going on?
We are running behind. We got to talk about hoops tonight. You will not be Exact Tech Arena tonight for other reasons, but what are you looking for? The Gators in South Carolina, they got to do better than another shot from the three-point line last time. What, in 0 for 17?
Yeah, it's going to be – they shot 0 for 17, and also, you just got to look at the defense of South Carolina. Florida has to assert its will on offense this time and really play their game, I think they need to free up a little bit and just say, guys like Kayvon Allen, take your shot. He can be cold, but there needs to be a leader at point guard, too, between Chioza and Hill, and they definitely can't play like they played last game, which was awful.
Absolutely, and there's not a lot of conviction about this Gator team. I was on Paul Feinbaum today and talked a little bit about him. Feinbaum wasn't having any of it. I was talking about the Mike White and how he's chasing legends, nor did I ever mean, if you read my column, to say he was any Billy Donovan, but a long way away. But I did say that what he's accomplished this year with the 22 wins and the 8 wins in a row is Donovan-esque, that's early success, and there have been comparisons made to him. So we'll see how this team fares. It's got a tough go, Turner. Hunter with tonight's game, and Saturday we got a different kind of Kentucky team, and then, of course, 2 games on the road. What's your projection for the next 4 games?
The next 2 games, buddy, I think Florida goes 1-1.
All right. 1-1. All right, we've got to wrap it up there, Hunter. Appreciate it. Hunter Turner, we'll talk to you later in the week about this Gator team. All right?
Thanks, buddy.
Let's go to the headlines.
Good evening. I'm Ron Burgundy, and this is what's happening in your world tonight.
That's the way it is. Buddy Clemson Associate Athletic Director Bert Henderson was found dead Tuesday, a day after he was reported missing. Henderson was in charge of planned giving in the athletic department. He failed to show up for work Monday. Family members reported him missing. The Anderson County Sheriff's Office confirmed that Henderson has died. He was found in a wooded area more than a mile from his property in Easley, South Carolina. The cause of his death has not been released at this time. West Virginia coach Bobby Huggins had a scare last night as he dropped to his knees and required medical assistance during a timeout in the team's 77-62 home win over Texas. Huggins clutched his chest as he exited the court on his own power. He appeared to be pointing to his heart, but continued coaching before going to the locker room with his team at halftime. Huggins has had heart issues in the past. He had a heart attack in 2002 while coaching at Cincinnati. He said his defibrillator hit his heart, made his heart skip back into regular. Said it felt like getting punched in the back. Wow. And finally, since getting hired by the Lakers as basketball and business advisor to owner Jeannie Buss, it seemed like Magic Johnson was coming for the job of general manager Mitch Kupchak and vice president of operations Jim Buss. And after a few weeks, Johnson has done that. He's been promoted to president of basketball operations, and Mitch Kupchak has been fired as the GM. And the rumor is that Kobe Bryant's former agent is the lead dog in the search for GM for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Of course, she fired her brother. That was probably, we knew that was coming. So, all right, we'll take a break. We come back on the other side. We'll be talking some football, Vandy football out there, coming up on the Buddy Martin Show
on the Southern Pigskin Radio Network.
Coming up on Tuesday night at 7, it's the second round of the FHSA Boys Basketball State Playoffs as Gainesville travels to Ocala Vanguard for the Class 7A State Playoffs, and Florida Sports Talk the Team will have all the exciting play-by-play action. This is the fourth meeting between the two teams, with Vanguard owning a 2-1 edge. The Knights defeated the Hurricanes in overtime in the district championship game. It's Gainesville at Vanguard on Tuesday night at 7, the second round of the state basketball playoffs, right here on Florida Sports Talk the Team in Gainesville and Ocala.
Volkswagen of Ocala's #1 concern has always been great customer service. And now with their full lifetime warranties, they'll serve you even better than before. Volkswagen of Ocala is the best source for new and World Auto certified pre-owned Volkswagen cars, wagons, vans, and SUVs. Their professional and friendly staff can provide you with the best service to find the car you've been looking for. Stop by and see them west of I-75 on Highway 200 or VolkswagenofOcala.com. Volkswagen, the power of German engineering.
Bank approval. Vehicle purchase price fixed rate alone.
Chris Spears here from Prestige Auto Sales. Last month, I took in so many cars on trade, I'm buried in inventory.
It's an inventory avalanche. There's cars everywhere.
Which means right now, you can drive home a nicer, newer ride for just $7 down.
That's right. With approved credit, you can be in driver's heaven for just $7 down.
So don't spend another minute in a car you hate. Come in out of the cold and drive a nicer, newer ride for just $7 down.
Feeling snowed in by past credit mishaps? It's no big deal. My For the People credit approval process makes car buying easy and stress-free. It's an avalanche of approvals.
So don't stay frozen in a car you hate. We want you to stay clear and come in out of the cold and drive for just $7 down. But hurry, we should have this cleaned up in a couple weeks, and this deal won't last to the end of the month. I'm Chris Spears, your dealer for the people.
Visit Prestige Auto Sales today in Ocala or see all the cars at PrestigeForYou.com or call 694-1234. Yes, 694-1234. See you at Prestige.
Not only does Triple Crown manufacture trailers, but they also service and repair all makes right at their facility. From boat trailers to enclosed trailers and everything in between. So challenge Triple Crown with your bearing job, rewiring, welding repairs, gate addition, hitch installation, or accessory. They're happy to help you service all trailers at Triple Crown Trailers. Call them today at 352-368-7885. That's 352-368-7885. And speak to their knowledgeable service staff to schedule your next appointment. Or stop by and visit Triple Crown's 2,100 square foot parts showroom at 4251 South Pine Avenue in Ocala. You can count on Triple Crown Trailers for quality service when you need it. Are you tired of buying bottled drinking water? Do you want great tasting, high quality water right from your tap? Culligan knows you want better tasting coffee, tea, and beverages and healthier fruits and vegetables. The Culligan Reverse Osmosis drinking system is the answer. Visit CulliganNorthFlorida.com for more information or call 1-800-233-2063 for your local Culligan man today.
All right. Hey, Culligan man!
Back on the Buddy Martin Show. Spring football's upon us right now as we speak. Well, I say upon us, it's coming around the corner. And in many parts of the country, it's not a big deal. In the South, it's a big deal, especially in the SEC. So, it's what we talk about year-round around here. And spring football, although you don't get a lot of real accurate feedback because you don't get a true test, it certainly is something that gives us some fodder, Tom, to talk about all season.
It certainly does, and that's because we're so ingrained with football here around the Deep South that we don't want to talk about much else. Basketball's okay, and baseball is something I do because I watch 75 games a year, but football is a religion in the Deep South.
Wait. Come on, that's 75 games.
75 games. But it's not football.
It's not football, and football is important everywhere in the South. It's even important in Nashville. And so all of a sudden, when someone makes a decision not to have a spring game, it's about to ruin them anyway around the SEC, but not to have one, it kind of upsets a few people. One of those guys got upset is my friend Joe Biddle, longtime sports editor, sports columnist for the Nashville Banner. Now I guess he's doing TV, radio, silver screen. He does it all. And he's on the line with us to talk about Vanderbilt football. First of all, Joe, how you doing?
I'm doing great, buddy. How are you these days?
I'm very well, thank you. And as a matter of fact, fill me in. What's going on with the Biddle dynasty?
Well, I'm still writing some, not as much as I was. I have a full-time job with, are you sitting down?
Okay.
With the Davidson County Sheriff's Department.
Oh, how about that? Well, that's okay. My dad did that for about 15 years.
Yeah.
Now, are you PIO? What are you, a PIO there or what?
No, not that. It's we got jobs that don't pay anything, but the inmates, if they're trustees and have the right credentials, no felony in their background, they go out. The mounted patrol, Metro Mounted Patrol, they got about 15 horses, and they go out there and muck the stalls and do everything you do with horses. And that's one place. Sportsplex is a building here in Nashville. They have 2 sheets of ice for hockey, and then they also, on the other end, have a Tracy Calkins pool.
Tracy Calkins, yeah.
Yeah.
We know her.
There's a name from the past.
Yeah.
And so I just go out there and get with the inmates, let them know what the rules are. Buddy, I encourage them heavily not to rob a bank on their lunch hour. and
not a good idea.
And if they abide by that, we'll get along fine. It's PR jobs. No heavy work, no paperwork.
There you go.
And so I think that's what I'm doing. And then writing on WKRN.
Yeah, that's where I see your stuff every now and then. You post to Facebook.
And then once a week for a weekly thing under with triple bypass heart surgery. So I don't know if I should be working this much.
Yeah, well, you are. You shouldn't be, for sure. So I'm glad you're doing okay. I'm glad that you're, that you're up and around and doing things. I knew you had the fire when I saw your column.
Yeah.
Now tell me about this. Derek Mason. Derek Mason had a really good year last year for by Vanderbilt standards, right?
Absolutely, especially the last two games.
Yeah.
Beat Ole Miss,
beat Tennessee. Yeah, I mean, how many? Since you've been there all these years off and on, how many times have Vanderbilt beat Tennessee?
I can count it on one hand.
Exactly. Maybe even three fingers. I don't know. But bottom line is that that Mason, who a lot of people thought was going to do some things at Vanderbilt, didn't get it done at first. And suddenly something started happening to this team. And I got a theory, but let me let you tell me what happened when they began to have success. Got a bowl game this year, right?
Well, yeah, they did. And, James Franklin, he followed him. That's a hard act to follow.
Yeah.
But he didn't do well at all the first 2 years. And the third year, he kind of got his feet on the ground. But it's not a team that has been accepted by Vanderbilt fans. The attendance is way down. Obviously last in the conference, but when he decided, or whoever decided, not to go on ESPN Family, it'll probably be the SEC Network because they're bottom of the totem pole. I was flabbergasted.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. I mean, why would you pass up an opportunity to get on the national television and do your spring game?
Right.
I don't know what the reasoning is. And the first day he came out with it, he acted like, well, it wasn't his decision and that he wanted to do it. But I don't know that that's all the truth. And I'm telling you, he passed up a great opportunity. And the only one, I'm not good at math, buddy. You know that. That's why I became a writer.
All of us.
And I had to have you at my side to tell me what the final score was.
You're in trouble if that's the case.
Yeah, but the thing is, you got 14 teams in the SEC, and 13 of them are going to have spring games, and they do every year. And so why does Vanderbilt want to not have one and have what they call a spring, scrimmage?
Well, they don't even really have a scrimmage. That's
the
thing.
No.
That if they had a scrimmage and actually hit, but now everybody has some kind of spring function, and what do they call it? Orange and blue debut, right, Tom? Orange and blue debut is what they call it.
I thought you said you were never going to refer to it as that again.
I didn't. That was quotes.
Oh, you were asking me if that was a quote. Okay,
I see. Quote. Yeah. So they don't really have it. It's enough as it is now, and I get it. I just don't understand why, and it's just me. Vanderbilt's not Alabama, last time I checked. And like you said, a chance to go on ESPN and to build your program. And by the way, they are making so much money at Vanderbilt. The late Bino Cook told me this years ago, back, I'm going to say 10 years. He said, did you know, and you can't say this on the air, and I can say it now, that Vanderbilt made more money under the new SEC agreement with ESPN than Notre Dame did at NBC.
Whew.
That's staggering.
It is staggering, and I don't doubt it. And the thing is, they're not getting their, ESPN and all them, they're not getting their money's worth. They're last in attendance, way last in attendance.
What are they averaging, 31,000 or something there? I think I saw in your column.
Well, they average that, but, they do that on the back of other teams, SEC teams, that draw the crowd.
Yeah.
They don't draw a crowd like that. I mean, there's some games I've gone and you could have taken a shotgun and fired it off and wouldn't hit anybody in the stands, especially their fans. Now, that being said, they've been bad for so long, except in little spurts and, have a good, not a good, but a season that they can stomach. And now they pull this thing off. And now he's acting like he wants to get it televised. Well, they're not going to televise thing where they're having,
Right.
you know.
I think I wrote this in a book years ago that at Vanderbilt and the stadium there is the only time I've ever been to a place where they didn't have TV timeouts, they had radio timeouts. That's before they had the network deal. I got 30 seconds. Tell me what you hear about your friend Steve Spurrier these days and what's going on with there. What a year it's been for him, huh? You and Steve, of course, grew up together. And friends with a friend.
I have one word of advice for old ball coach. Keep that shirt on in those Dr. Pepper commercials. And you're the same age I am, and I don't go around with my shirt off in public.
I like the one with him and Larry in the ice tub, so that's pretty good. So.
Yeah, that's good.
Hey, Joe, I'll tell him hello for you, and I'm up against a break.
Okay.
I appreciate your time, and let's talk again soon, all right?
Okay, you did a good job on this book.
Oh, thank you. You got a chance to read it. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That was his book.
Okay.
Thank you, Joe.
Oh, anytime,
Thank you
buddy.
very much, Joe. Good to talk to you. Joe Biddle, formerly the sports columnist for the National Banner. Take a break, come back. Talk to Lauren Smith. This is kind of old-timers take on Buddy Martin Show. I love it right here on Buddy Martin Show.
On the Southern Pigskin Radio Network.
Pretty good. It's got possibilities. Don't want it too much. Throws in up there. Yeah.
Florida Sports Talk is broadcasting live from the Pomodoro Cafe studios. Pomodoro Cafe, located on 39th Avenue in Gainesville. For savory menu items, check out PomodoroCafe.com.
Thousands of people contact General Steel each month for a pre-engineered steel building. Business owners who need office, retail, manufacturing, or storage facilities. Leaders who need churches, schools, and gymnasiums. They all want the same thing, the advantages of owning. To build quickly and save money. Quality, backed by our 50-year structural warranty. And they all want to work with a name they know, General Steel. Call us today for the building you need.
Need to build quickly and save thousands of dollars? Save as much as half the cost and time of conventional construction. From churches to retail, manufacturing, or warehousing, even RV storage. Call General Steel now for a free quote. Don't let rising prices spoil your plans. Call now. 800-965-1290. 800-965-1290. 800-965-1290. That's 800-965-1290. Here's an important announcement for prescription drug users. If you take Synthroid, Lipitor, Crestor, Nexium, or any other expensive prescription medication, we guarantee you're paying too much. A new program is now making these important drugs available at a fraction of the local pharmacy price. For example, 100 milligrams Synthroid in your local pharmacy is about $1 a pill. The exact same medication is about 30 cents a pill. You can save up to 70% on most of the top 200 drugs prescribed by U.S. physicians. Call right now and see if you qualify to get this special offer of a 3-month supply of most of the top-selling prescription drugs for less than $100, plus shipping and handling. Call right now toll-free and start saving on medication for you and your family. Call now, 800-641-4280, 800-641-4280, 800-641-4280. That's 800-641-4280.
It's time to fire off the ball and make a big food play. We've all tried barbecue in those other SEC cities, but we're always thankful to come home to the best, Adams Rib Company.
The competition is tough in those SEC cities, but we'll put our barbecue up against any of them. We use the finest quality meats and take time to baste it, smoking it to perfection.
The best barbecue in the conference, with 2 terrific 13th Street locations.
We guarantee a championship performance every time. Adams Rib Company. We're putting the ribs back in barbecue.
Tune in to Tuck and O'Neill weekday afternoons on Florida Sports Talk.
Mike, did you have to stay after class, or after school for special courses when you were little?
No.
I thought maybe the way I'm hearing it, because I ask a question and you don't answer it, is that you're not hearing it properly. So I thought maybe they had to dumb it down a little.
You've been complaining. You've been kind of ornery all day long.
No, I'm sharing.
It just continues on. Elo noticed it earlier. So what kind of did Jerry?
I'm going to admit something. For the last 2 weeks, I've been on performance-enhancing drugs, and I have told my wife it's made me
angry,
more alert.
Yeah, that's why your fantasy championship's got an asterisk on it.
Roid rage.
Is this working? Check. Test, may I come back to the question?
I gave you an answer that you didn't like. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's not a good answer.
Well, maybe you were speaking too loudly, yelling at me for what reason I don't know.
I'm not yelling. Maybe that's a side effect of your steroids.
Tuck and O'Neill, weekday afternoons on Florida Sports Talk, The Team.
Some people can't handle sports around the clock. If they only knew what they were missing.
Florida Sports Talk Radio. Online at floridasportstalk.fm or on your smartphone by downloading the TuneIn Radio app.
Back on the Buddy Martin Show. It's out on Facebook, the Buddy Martin Show, and see our streaming live. Good to be with you today on a Tuesday. Just got a chance to talk with Joe Biddle, formerly Nashville Banner. And as I said earlier, this is kind of old folks' day. All buddies my age. And it's my pleasure to welcome to the program for the first time here. We've been on the radio with you several times before. Lawrence Smith, the legendary Lawrence Smith of University of Georgia. And I don't even know what to call him anymore. So I'll just let Lauren say himself. I just, if I said, how about them hairy dogs, what would you say, Lauren?
I would say that's popular in Georgia, but hey, what is this old folks? You know, we're just seasoned.
Seasoned, I like that a lot. Seasoned.
We're seasoned.
We are seasoned.
You know, we're not old.
I tried to explain to my wife the other day what you do. Now, if you ever wanted to have the ideal job, and have it for a long time, be a world traveler. I swear this guy is always in Europe or someplace. I don't even know how many countries you've been to. And, of course, you get to cover SEC football you have, formerly what they used to call the sports information director. Now I don't know what their title is at Georgia, but I know you and Vince Dooley are like two of the main cogs up there and the kingpins who keep that thing together. So how do I describe what you do, Lauren?
Well, I guess it's really unusual, buddy. I've always had a day job, which was my several roles at the University of Georgia. But I developed a freelance career for an interesting reason. Years ago, I worked for the Scholarship Fund, and they didn't pay benefits, health, hospitalization, retirement. And I was a young whippersnapper, and I thought I could freelance and make enough, have enough success that I would cover that, so I could take care of my family, and that was compatible with the university. And as time went by, I've been able to continue it, and that has been really great fun because I love all colleges. Like our friend Dan Jenkins said, I'm a sucker for a college campus, and I see campuses everywhere, and love the environment. I love living in a college town, and I never go near a college town that I don't go by and try to find the hangout and just visit and enjoy it. So with that opportunity to work at a college and freelance has been the most wonderful thing. I think I couldn't have designed it any better, so I'm lucky. And kids sometimes come in and say, how did I get a job like this? I said,
really?
I don't think I know for one.
Don't bother. Doesn't exist.
So I write. I do. I have a broadcast relationship, and I'm having dinner in a few minutes with an author. You may know Emily Griffin. She writes these novels that she's a bestseller. And
out of my league, I don't travel in that rarefied air. I don't know what that's all about.
She gets rich writing books. You and I just have fun, and we don't make a lot of money, but we have a lot of fun.
Make beer money's about it. So there you go. So, hey, listen, before we run out of time, and I'm sorry we'll have a time to talk more later. Fill me in on what's happened at Georgia. Obviously, with the new program, new coach, new athletic director, relatively new, although he's been gone. He's been there 5 years, whatever, 6 years. I hear a lot of people talking about the Bulldogs. Love the young quarterback, the situation there. What is the scoop on the Georgia Bulldogs for 2017? And are they justifiably going to be one of those teams that could be ranked up there as one of the favorites to win the East?
Well, I don't know about that, buddy. I've never been one to count the chickens before they hatch. I've always felt like you should lay low, and Vince Dooley is probably the best ever. He worked real hard to get a recruiting class in, and as soon as they got to campus, or at least when signing day was over, he began talking about the problems and the challenges. So he probably overdid it. But the attitude psychology is so important in football. But we had truthfully reached a point where we didn't have the personnel, particularly in the offensive line. And that makes a big difference.
Yeah.
So Kirby came in last year, Kirby Smart, and he's, they're saying the third-ranked recruiting class in the country. But as he says, you've got to do that back to back to back to back. And that's why Nick Saban has been so successful, because he's the best recruiter. So Kirby and I were recording early after he settled in at Georgia, my weekly radio show, and I said, if I said Nick Saban is a better recruiter than he is a coach, and he's a hell of a coach, would I be right? And Kirby said, yeah, I think you are. So what happens, and you are a good historian, General Neyland, the great coach at Tennessee, said, you can't get your team up for a peak performance emotionally more than once, maybe twice a year. Now, he was talking about 10 games. So that's why, if you look at General Neyland's record, won 82% of his games, but he never played anybody tough, and he had a standard rule, never schedule two tough opponents back-to-back. Well, he could do that in his day. Bear Bryant did a lot of that. So now things are different. That's why I respect so much what Saban has done. But by recruiting across the board depth, you're going to have an off day. Saban, with more talent, has a better opportunity to win when he has a bad day than the rest of us. And that's why he's so successful.
Listen, I hate to wrap it up so fast, but give me your best Larry Munson impersonation. And what was it exactly? He said to you? Did he say what you got, Lauren?
Yes, that was it.
And you were on the sidelines, and he was. And I'm sure you've been asked to tell many Munson stories. If you didn't know Larry Munson, he couldn't get hired today, Lauren. But when they do it today, you have to be so homogenized. But boy, was he a giant in the SEC, and loved listening to his games.
Well, he played it down the middle when he came to Georgia, and it bothered some people. I remember hearing coaches wives say, I don't think he's for us, but it didn't take him long to make sure they understood that he was all for the Dogs. And he said, we. And I know Vern Lundquist and I have talked about this a lot. He said, I could never say we on the air, but says Munson gets away with it, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, all-time favorite call, real quick, if you had to pick one?
Well, I think his call at Kentucky was a signature call. It was a night game. We were down. Rex Robinson, the field goal kicker. Fran Kersey kept calling timeout. He got the kickoff. It went through, and he never said it was good. He just screamed, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, WSB's 750-watt signal probably stretched all the way to Minnesota, where he was born, and a lot of truckers became Georgia fans that night. So I think that was the one. It was his best call.
They're tearing up furniture down on the Gold Coast, down on, what did you say, in St. Simon's tonight, whatever it was. Oh, man, that was beautiful.
Well, that one came following Beluga Scott.
Yes. We don't recall. Wait, we don't recall that one here. We don't know. That was cut out of the film. I don't think that ever actually happened. That's one of those. That was a fake news deal, Lauren.
I understand.
Run Lindsay. All right, man. Hey, great to talk to you, Lauren. Appreciate it very much. Appreciate your time.
See you at the Masters.
Thank you. Lauren Smith, one of the best, and a great guy to have on the show when you got more time to actually tell a few stories, because he does have a few stories for sure. And,
just a good voice to hear on the sideline. Brings you back to football in its heyday.
Yeah, it does. And I loved it. I loved it that day. So, speaking of football, let's talk basketball. How about that transition? Gators tonight at Exact Tech Arena are trying to win their 8th in a row. And the question is I got it right? 8? I think I got it right. No, come around the 9th in a row, right? Yeah, they won 8 in a row. This team is, I don't know how to describe it. Let's just go right to the hotline for the Florida Basketball Report. and talked to Franz Beard of FightGatorz.com, and I wrote this week in my column that he may not be Billy Donovan, but Mike White has himself on the right path, and he is almost Donovan-esque in the way he's approached this season. Am I wrong, Franz Beard?
Not at all. He's concentrating on being the first Mike White instead of the second Billy Donovan, which is the right way to go about it. I'm totally convinced that he's got his own design on how the program should be run, what it should do, and we'll find a lot of similarities with what Billy did, because Billy did a lot of things the right way, and Mike does things the right way too. But there are radical departures in some other areas. They're both great basketball coaches. This guy's lightning in a bottle. He's 142 wins right now in his college coaching career, and I would dare say this is a guy that we're going to be looking at down the stretch. He's going to have 700, 800, 900 wins before it's all done.
Yeah. There's no way this team goes 0 for 17 from three-point line tonight, right?
Well, look at the silver lining to that 0 for 17. They lost by 4 points. They're not going to go 0 for 17 at home. But they can play defense like that. What is that old saying? Defense travels. You can put it in a suitcase and it goes wherever you go. Well, defense travels, and it traveled again against Mississippi State. They're going to need it tonight because they've got to do to South Carolina what Vanderbilt did, which is Vandy forced South Carolina to 1 for 9 3-point shooting. The Gators, meanwhile, at Mississippi State, held Mississippi State to 2 for 23. And not only that, they forced Mississippi State to take bad shots, and they had their bigs having to come out nearly to the foul line to get entry passes. They saved Kavarius Hayes by doing that. And that's what they're going to have to do again tonight. South Carolina's really going to try to pound it inside, but the Gators have got to get tough on the perimeter, play that great defense. You're right. They're not going to go over 17.
All right, I thought Tavarius Hayes stepped up his game big time. He's a leaper, obviously, because he's Sky up there. He's got to avoid foul trouble, and that's the thing I worry about there because they have to have help. They have to have help from their down low guys and to double up on some time. Here's the thing about this, and I'll give you the final comment. They're doing this without guys performing, like Robinson. There are guys on that bench that still haven't come through. They're not hitting on cylinders. Do you think some of those guys who haven't performed are going to start stepping up and offer some firepower and play some defense? What's your take on the other parts of the bench? Certain things, if Kenyon Berry can't play tonight, we're not sure about the sprained ankle, who can we look to?
He's playing.
He is playing, okay. So who do you look to off that bench?
I think Devin Robinson has a rebound game in terms of rebounding his offensive game. You got to remember, he had 10 rebounds and a couple of block shots the other day. Defensively, he was lights out against Mississippi State. Just couldn't shoot the ball. He shoots well at home. I think he has the big game here. I think he's the mismatch that they've got there. The other guy I look for is I think Justin Leon is going to have a big ball game today.
Where is he been? There's two guys right there got a lot of firepower. And by the way, I don't want to see Robinson with the ball in his hands with the game on the line shooting threes. I'm sorry. He's a good player. Chioza, yes. Even Casey to a certain degree, and certainly Barry. But I don't think Robinson is that option, man. Do you?
He's done it in the past, but he hasn't done it lately.
No,
he's
he hasn't done it lately.
With it, and that's the problem with him is the inconsistency is what drives you crazy with him.
Yeah.
Justin Leon's another guy. Late in the ball game now, you want him on the foul line, but I don't know if you want him to shoot three late in the game. But I think he's got to have a big game tonight, buddy. He's a guy that they're going to have problems guarding. And so if he can hit some shots tonight, he's going to really give the Gators a big lift. And I think he's got to, and I think Kenyon Berry's got to score some points tonight. No question about it.
All right, well, we'll see what happens. And if they win this game tonight, I know they don't have to win it, but it certainly would be a feather in their cap. And we'll see how far this team can go. But they do have some deficiencies. And Mike White's going to have to continue his really good coaching job that he's done. Franz Beard, appreciate it very much. FranzFightGator.com, of course. And he joins us every Tuesday and Thursday for the Florida Basketball Report, presented by Grinders Fine Men's Apparel of Ocala. More on the Buddy Martin Show after this timeout
on the Southern Pigskin Radio Network.
Fox Sports Radio 92.1 WGGG in Gainesville is brought to you locally by Pomodoro Cafe. It's BOGO when you carry out calzones, hot subs, pasta, and our huge 16-inch New York-style pizzas. Located on 39th Avenue in Gainesville. For savory menu items, check out PomodoroCafe.com.
Car accident, work accident, wrongful death, personal injury, Social Security disability. Contact Daniel L. Hightower, lawyer, fighting for accident victim justice since 1976. Call 352-629-7777. That's 352-629-7777. Or visit danhightower.com. Offices in Ocala, Florida.
Looking for exceptional golfing conditions with the best experience? Stone Creek Golf Club must be your choice. The plush conditions and the rolling hills of Ocala's countryside make it hard to play anywhere else. After your round, don't forget to stop into their full-service bar and grill with their big screen televisions to enjoy the big game. Great food, great golf, and great people make for a great golfing experience. Only at Stone Creek Golf Club in Ocala. For tee times, call 352-854-1272 or visit StoneCreekGolfOcala.com for other specials.
Volkswagen of Ocala's #1 concern has always been great customer service. And now with their full lifetime warranties, they'll serve you even better than before. Volkswagen of Ocala is the best source for new and World Auto certified pre-owned Volkswagen cars, wagons, vans, and SUVs. Their professional and friendly staff can provide you with the best service to find the car you've been looking for. Stop by and see them west of I-75 on Highway 200 or VolkswagenofOcala.com. Volkswagen, the power of German engineering.
Document Technologies has been helping Ocala business owners save money on their copiers and printers for more than 7 years. Now they've added the full line of award-winning color copiers and printers from CopyStar. CopyStar has a reputation for their overall low cost of ownership and unmatched reliability. Combine that with Document Technologies' fast local service and 5-year guarantee, you have a combination that can't be beat. Plus, they have special programs for nonprofit organizations and government programs. To find out more about how Document Technologies and CopyStar's award-winning color products can help your business, call Bill Schroeder at 352-368-6664 and start saving today. We use Document Technologies, and so should you. Call 352-368-6664.
And in Gainesville at 372-6666.
Document Technologies, the only copier company you'll ever need.
Whether it's moving you to the home of your dreams or moving your business across town, Affordable Moving USA is the perfect choice. A family-owned and operated company, they're focused on providing the highest quality service and satisfaction you deserve and expect. You can rely on a flat and affordable rate with a personalized touch. Let Affordable Moving USA deliver you the best service in the industry. Call today at 352-877-2900 or visit them online at affordablemovingusa.com.
This is Brady Ackerman, and sometimes I just can't make up my mind where I'm going to eat or even what I want to spend. So I downloaded the free Gift Certificates and More app, and boom, it's easy. It's Gainesville's #1 app and gives you free certificates to over 100 Gainesville restaurants. Great places like the Texas Roadhouse, Chili's, Moe's, Paisanos, Blaze Pizza, and Adams Rib Company. All you have to do is download the free Gift Certificates and More app on your Android or iPhone and join now. 40,000 plus members save money and love it, and so will you. Gift Certificates and More. It's like money.
Hi, it's Colin Cowherd. Join me each weekday at noon right here on your Florida Sports Talk station.
And now it's time for Buddy's Golden Nuggets.
I love gold. The taste of it, the smell of it, the texture.
The Ricky Bobby days are over, and NASCAR is a mere shadow of its former self. Stock car racing ain't what it used to be. According to the Wall Street Journal, quote, NASCAR threw a bash at Kansas Speedway in October to thank Sprint Corporation for being the stock car's top racing sponsor for 13 years. More than 800 Sprint employees received hot dogs, burgers, and seats to a nail-biting race. One thing was missing, said the Wall Street Journal, a new sponsor. Despite knowing for 2 years that Sprint was leaving, NASCAR didn't announce a replacement until December It announced that the energy drink Monster Beverage Corporation, yes, that's right, Monster Beverage Corporation, had won naming rights. So now, does that change the Sprint Cup to the Monster Beverage Cup? Over the last decade, NASCAR's TV viewership is down 45%, twice as much as the NBA from its peak. By the way, Monster paid about $20 million below NASCAR's price of $35 million and the original price of $100 million, a lot more than that. So things not going so well. On the week of the Super Bowl of the sports being run for the 59th time in Daytona, the State of the Union for the Daytona 500 is not all that promising. Today's tweet: shallow men believe in luck, strong men believe in cause and effect. How about that 500, Tom Schmitz?
It's gotten to the point where it's gone back to being a regional sport. It had its heyday when you had personalities, when you had the Intimidator, when you had Awesome Bill from Dawsonville, when you had Darrell Waltrip, when Ernie Irvin was out there with one eye that was a little goofy and googly. You know, you had personalities. Now you got 42 cookie cutter men and one woman, Danica Patrick, racing around in a circle. They all look alike. They all sound alike. They all do the same things. They all say the same things. And so it's no longer a sport that's interesting. But I will tell you this day in sports, in 1948, February 21st, that's when NASCAR...
Lee Petty won it.
Nope. Oh. It's when NASCAR filed its incorporation papers to become NASCAR on this date, 1948.
Well, a lot of friends of mine used to go watch them race on the beach back in the day. That must have been really interesting.
I want to thank Lauren Smith, Joe Biddle, and Franz Beard, our guest today, buddy.
Absolutely. It's always fun to talk to those people and hear their stories. So thanks to my broadcast partners, Tom Schmitz. Where's Hunter today, by the way?
Hunter is, I bet he's probably using his basketball credential at the South Carolina-Florida game.
I think he's going to watch it at home tonight, so we'll see. Anyway, he'll be back here and get better, Hunter. Thanks to our board op, David Nash, and I'm Buddy Martin. Hope you have a good night tonight, folks. Watch that basketball game and see how good these Florida Gators. Think they'll win tonight, Tom?
I do believe they'll win tonight.
You got it on the call. I'm Buddy Martin. Have a great night.